They even say the meeting industrial complex, which I had never heard that term, but yes, yes, yes. In 2022, Microsoft researchers published a study that tracked workers using their software. About one-third of the workers in the study were as likely to work at 10 p.m. as they were at 8 a.m. Why? Official meetings replaced casual interactions and made it impossible for many people to get things done unless they logged back in after their meetings. Since 2022, workers in the study have tripled the time they spent in meetings. It sometimes seems as if the modern worker spends more time talking about work than actually working. I could talk about this forever. My experience over the last couple of years doing my computer job, the knowledge job, was that when I wasn't in meetings, I often was like, wait, what do I do? What is my job here? Because the meetings convince you that you are actually doing work and that I think it's all a performance. Here's a really interesting point. The typical meeting is what they call a leaky time suck because it's not just measured by how many hours you are in calls. On the front end, you have what they call a coordination tax, which is really invisible, and that is trying to get a hold of people, checking calendars, seeing when they're available to even meet. And then on the back end, you have the recovery from the meeting, that workers require an average of 25 minutes to return to their original task after an interruption. So when you think about it this way, a 30-minute meeting is, as at best, thought of as a 1-hour detour for the recovery. And then finally, another Microsoft study found that the typical worker spent 57% of their time communicating, meetings, email, chat, versus 43% of their time actually creating documents, spreadsheets, presentations. That's a good use of everyone's money and time.
I think it
What
depends
you
on your
think?
job. If you work on an agile environment, baby, the meetings ain't going nowhere. The meetings is going to meet every day, every week. You're going to have the same cadence. That's why I had to get out of that type of environment. But I will say, I do low key agree with her because I've the meetings, like she said, the follow up. What time are you available? Then you got to send out notes sometimes, depending on who you're meeting with. Then follow up questions. Just yeah, I
Yeah.
it does depend on your role too, but I do agree with her because I worked a
Yeah.
job where I like hated the role because there were so many meetings. Like I felt like I had no time to work because I sat in meetings for like more than half of my shift.
No, I agree. Not only that, the meetings, you trying to pay attention in the meetings. Like I said, I was going to go to the doctor one day of like, I do this thing where if the meeting's not interesting to me, my body starts like telling myself, hey, think you're getting tired. And so a lot of times like they would want you to be on camera. I'm like, man, I can't be on camera just not contributing nothing if this ain't a meeting for me. This could have been an email. Add into the fact that certain places you can't even use AI to transcribe the meeting to give you the notes that you need to just pay attention to the real key points.
Hmm.
I'm like, y'all got to get ahead with the times, bro. Like all these meetings ain't called for,
Yep.
which is why I like my AI stuff. Like I get it. I ain't talking about nothing like super important. And that's why they should use ActiveScribe because they don't keep your data. You just transcribe it and go. So
What do you think
I don't
about
know.
what do you think about like have you been in a role where you had so many meetings where you weren't able to really you didn't have enough time to do your work?
Kinda. I think JP Morgan got like that sometimes. Where I was in like meetings every day. I had the daily stand up. You got any impediments, and then you get these other meetings, and like you have like 4 or 5 meetings a
Scrum,
day.
project management.
Then you really like she said, like I'm over there trying to figure, okay, what am I supposed to do? What am I working on? Like asking all these different questions of what I'm supposed to do, and then but I was smart enough. By the time I did JP Morgan, I was in my career long enough. Like, you know what? I'm not gonna finish this stuff fast. I'm gonna milk it every day.
But I feel like
So
also in this culture and era of meetings and all that, people are multitasking so much that we can't even function on or focus on one thing at a time. Like we're like, "Oh, could you repeat that? How many times have you said
mhm.
that in a meeting? How many times has someone asked you that? Oh, sorry, I was multitasking. Can you repeat that? Because time is of the essence." And like you said, if you sit in that meeting and you just got to be there because there's some team stuff, but you're not directly contributing, and you got a report that's due or whatever, a deliverable, and you're trying to get that done on the back end,
Mhm.
you know, you kind of have that there. But
Yeah.
meetings can definitely boggle
The
you
funny thing
down.
is, when I just thought about the AI thing, all a person gotta do is just put the thing on speaker and let the AI thing record and the transcriber and like, look, y'all got it. I'm finna look what this thing said, and that's how I'm paying attention to that versus listening to you. That's what
That's
I'm
one
gonna
of
do.
the positive focuses of AI is giving you the action items, follow-up tasks based
Mhm.
off what y'all discussed, instead of you not being able to listen in the meeting because you're taking notes, right?